It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning. Happy Tuesday on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. I am here with Fletcher.
You know what? As a wise Gorman once said, summer was fun.
Yeah.
It's gone again. Gone again.
Sure was. Ryder.
Happy birthday, Anderson Cooper, if you want to know what he sounds like when he's laughing.
Wow.
This is it.
Wow, man.
How do you let that
Just
get out?
Laughing through the tears, huh? Oh, man. Now I feel like we're having a New Year's celebration, to be sure. It is Tuesday, June the 3rd. I have a feeling I know a little bit about what's happening in the world, but as I'm feeling Minnesota, I need more information. Paul Fletcher, the headlines, please.
Yes, sir. That super fun air quality alert that we had going is extended to tomorrow, noon. It's basically trash out there. This one isn't just for specialty groups either. They say it's unhealthy for everyone. So my best advice, become an avid indoorsman.
Yeah. Listen, I know that tens of thousands of Canadians have had to flee their homes in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and it's tough. But it smells bad down here.
Yeah.
I feel bad for me.
Put your butts out, man.
Come on,
Yeah.
Canada, get it together.
I mean, Minnesota wildfires didn't do this to us.
No.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't do that to us.
No, they'd go down and mess with Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wisconsin,
this is
in a
rough.
way, yeah.
It is a brutal situation up there, but seriously, get it together.
If
Can
they
we
were
just get it together?
sending some other kind of smoke our way, I'd appreciate it because the green stuff is legal in Canada.
It's the least they could do.
Right.
Absolutely. A new state law will require boaters to have a watercraft operator's permit to drive a boat or jet ski. You know, it probably
come on.
makes sense.
Really?
It's not the Wild West out there.
We were out on the lake on Friday.
How was that?
It was a little choppy, a little windier than, you never know. We went out Friday afternoon. It was, my phone said sun, but that was the first day the smoke came down. And it just kind of sucked, actually. And I was like, come on, Canada.
Driving back from the hockey festival on Saturday, I was a little later than you guys. I mean, it was like a scorching red sun.
Sure.
Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, the law with the boating will start for boaters 21 and younger this year and expand to include older boaters by 2028. And the new rules take effect July 1st.
Cool.
I mean, kids for sure.
Yeah, of course. I totally agree.
A massive eruption at Mount Etna in Italy yesterday forced tourists to flee the volcano. Here is the eruption caught on a tourist phone and a couple of witnesses being interviewed as well.
Whoa, I can see it. It's going up behind you.
It's going right now. Yeah.
I mean, this morning was the most astounding thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, as the Big Toe Sergeant Hulka said, welcome to Italy.
Sure.
Man.
I got no response to that.
None needed.
Yesterday, June 2nd, Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts would have been 84 years old. Each member of the band, as you can imagine. Others as well took to their social media accounts to post tributes and love for the man. So, Charlie Watts, you ever rip him off?
Every time I sit at a drum kit. What, is that a serious question? What, are you kidding? It's all any drummer that doesn't try to rip off Charlie Watts as often as possible is not worth consideration.
I mean, where is he a Mount Rushmore guy?
100%.
One of the four greats?
He's as Keith Richards always said, he's the engine room of the Rolling Stones, and so that means he's the engine room of rock and roll. Oh, Charlie's untouchable.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Absolutely.
Continue to rest easy, my man. Minnesota Department of Health has issued a warning about a child recently diagnosed with measles who visited last month. They were at the Mall of America. The child's source of infection is not currently known. Anyone who visited the Mall of America on May 24th, this is a heads up, watch for symptoms.
I always go there to celebrate Bob Dylan's birthday.
You do?
Okay, you're going to trust a roller coaster but not a vaccine? What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know the great lyricist who said this, but shots.
Yeah.
That's really what it was about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Measles.
absolutely.
What is this, 1925 or 2025?
Something. It's one of those two. A massive cloud of dust from the Sahara Desert blanketed most of the Caribbean on Monday in the biggest event of its kind this year as it heads toward the United States. The cloud is said to be 2,000 miles by 750 miles long and wide, right?
That's a big blanket.
Let me give you this, because it detailed the islands.
Okay.
But I'm like, nobody has a reference there.
Yeah.
So think of it as from here to San Diego,
okay,
by here to Oklahoma City, that big.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. That's a lot of dust.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot. Sort of a lot of cloud and dust and stuff. So, yeah, there's the people in the Caribbean are dealing with, that have allergies are dealing with, and asthma, et cetera, are dealing with all kinds of coughs, watery eyes, the sneezes and whatnot. I wonder, does that get to us? Because they're talking Florida, Louisiana,
Sure,
et cetera.
it'll blow up. The South is going to get it. Just remember, it's a small world after all.
No, for sure. But does this run out of steam? It doesn't get to Minnesota, does it?
I don't think this gets to Minnesota.
16-year-old Evan Sterling from Havelock, North Carolina, was just casually testing out guitars at a local shop when something awesome happened. A stranger overheard him playing and, after a brief chat, disappeared, only to return with a surprise that will leave Evan and his dad speechless. The man handed Evan a guitar case containing a Fender Telecaster worth over $1,500 and simply said, "It's yours," just straight up. Convinced there had to be a catch? Yeah, convinced there had to be a catch. The store owner explained that the mystery man had done this before. No catch. Inspired by the kindness of a complete stranger, 16-year-old Evan says, quote, "Someday in the future, I want to pay it forward." Like he wants to his dream is now to get a guitar, get to a point where he can buy a guitar for a kid.
That's awesome.
Fun fact, the Allman Brothers Band, a band of ill repute.
Yes.
No, actually, one of the great American bands of all time, one of the great bands ever. Two drummers, Butch and J-Mo. J-Mo, the drummer in the Allman Brothers, anonymously until this moment apparently, has done that countless times over the decades. Goes into a drum store, he'll see a kid getting a lesson, and he'll ask about the kid's life, and if he gets a sense that the kid probably can't afford a drum kit, he'll just buy one and leave it there anonymously. He's been doing it, and I don't mean like 10 times, I mean like hundreds of times.
Wow.
There are countless young children, boys and girls, all over the world who have a drum kit that they don't know was purchased by the drummer of the Allman Brothers Band.
That's nice.
J-Mo is a saint on earth.
Think about what you're doing. You're putting that in that kid's hand that may not otherwise have had it. And who knows, maybe that's John Mayer or whoever.
Oh, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Back in 2015, Iceland started experimenting with a 4-day work week, letting employees work just 36 hours over 4 days with no loss of pay.
Yeah.
The early results were positive, so they expanded the 4-day work week in 2019, and it seems like the move has been a smashing success. Productivity has remained stable and even increased in some industries. Government officials suggest this has happened because of reduction in stress, along with a better work-life balance. It has improved their mental health, effectiveness, workers, etc. Nod, wink, wink to America.
Never happened.
I'd go for 4 days. All the late night shows are doing it.
Yeah, never happened over here. What are we supposed to do? Yeah. Read books on Friday? Who am I without my job to tell me who I am?
That's not the American way.
We're so screwed.
Yeah.
Forget it.
It's not the American way to work 4 days.
Create
the same.
What are you talking about? Create what? Why would I write a poem? I don't want to sit in a tree and learn to play the flute. Get out of here, hippie. Never going to happen here.
I don't need you mentally healthy. I need you to get to work.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I got.
The Minnesota Twins last night beat the Sacramento River Cats 10-4. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Oakland, the West Sacramento Athletics. I don't know what the hell to call them, but they're playing in a minor league ballpark and they suck. 10-4 win for the Twins. Right when we needed a break, we get four straight against the former Oakland A's. I tell you right now. How is it possible that a team can become more irrelevant than the Oakland A's? They're moving to Las Vegas where no one will ever care again. And that's exactly what that ownership group deserves. I hope they go 0-162 in their first season in Vegas. I really do.
Oh, man.
No, because that gives them too much notoriety.
Best fans in the world are Oakland fans. Yeah. They lost the Raiders. They lost the A's to Vegas. They lost the Warriors to San Francisco, which is honestly the biggest insult of all. I feel so bad for the East Bay. So screw the A's. I hope we beat them all four.
You know what? I'm 100% with you. For whatever reason, I've always had like a soft spot for the A's. I love the logo, the uniforms.
Yeah.
They've had some amazing Raleigh Fingers. They've had some amazing players over the years. It does suck. 100%.
Sincerely, great, tremendous sports fans, and they just get hammered because owners come in and don't give two rats' asses. Byron Buxton, by the way, had 5 ribbies. I guess I should mention that.
That's pretty good.
Timberwolves president of basketball operations Tim Conley had a presser yesterday. A couple things. He is now staying. The ownership situation settled. New owners are coming in. He's like, okay, good. I'm good to stay. He says the team's goal is to keep Nasri, Julius Randle, and Alexander Walker.
Of course,
that's going to be tough. Yeah. Good luck. But he said that's absolutely their goal. And he also mentioned that he believes that Ant is on track. His vision is that Anthony Edwards is an all-time great. Okay, we'll get him a point guard, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Finally, the Wild announced yesterday they're bringing back Marcus Johansson for 1 more year.
It's a solid contract. You got a guy that can skate, and I know that sounds silly. Of course, they can all skate. But I mean, within the terms of the NHL, skating is more important than ever. He's got hands. He's got the ability to score, and he's a $880,000 a year guy, so you can throw him on whatever line, and it doesn't matter. So it's a good signing.
17 games shy of 1,000 games, and he's at 517 career points. Not a slouch.
The only thing about him is I'd like to see more consistency because he's capable of being really, really good.
Okay, coach, back off. Give the guy. We're giving the guy love.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we want it. I'm happy. It's a good sign. It sounds a good signing.
We'll get on his back tomorrow.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's June. Let him slide, dude.
We got wildfires in Canada, and you're talking about. I want to see more consistency out of this guy. What? Are you upset with how he laces his skates too? Hey, Blaine, Minnesota. Good to have you with us. Blaine. We were just there on Saturday. It was fantastic. Go after it, Blaine. Go enjoy the day. Just put on some scuba gear if you're going outside.
I'm sorry, Marcus.
If I don't know the last time you had a McDonald's burger, but at some point you probably said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this still tastes good. Still works for me. If you're wondering what the secret seasoning is in all those McDonald's burgers, a former McDonald's chef, I know that sounds like a contradiction in terms. A former McDonald's corporate chef has spilled the tea. How do they season their beef? Oh, I'll tell you.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Next time you're chomping down a McDonald's burger and you're thinking, damn, this tastes good. Oh, they still got it going on.
Does that happen?
It's got to somewhere.
You know, every now and then, though, it does hit the spot.
Oh, hell yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make fun of it, but I make fun of it because I still will hit a McDonald's on occasion and be like, oh, man.
Right.
Yeah. Now
I can't believe it still does the job. This is so funny. A former corporate employee, a corporate chef, they have these. At McDonald's. They have guys who literally are chefs and they sit around in big corporate kitchens and try to make this food taste better. Mm-hmm. I went to the KFC world headquarters and saw the KFC chefs. And they're like real chefs. And I was like, you're just slinging extra crispy, acting like you're, Chef Boyardee over here.
Okay, did they tell you the spices, though? The 11 herbs?
God, no.
No.
Are you kidding?
No.
Not a chance.
No, that's firing squad stuff there.
But I will say this. If you get a chance to go to the KFC World Headquarters and eat fried chicken made right there, it's incredible.
It's better than normal?
It's way better than the place up the street. Trust me.
I believe it.
But anyway, a former corporate dude from McDonald's went online. I guess he didn't sign an NDA, and he is letting us all know why those burgers taste so great.
I'm a former McDonald's corporate chef. I am going to divulge some information for you. Nobody believes me. Just to confirm, this magic seasoning, they legally have to post the ingredient statement on their website. I'll even put the meat ingredient statement. It's just salt and pepper. There's literally no other things in it. 86% salt, 14% pepper. The hamburger, the McDouble, the double cheeseburger, and the Big Mac, same seasoning is used on their quarter pounders. If you do not think this is true, along with the beef being all beef, go sue them. You could bring that product to an independent lab.
It's so funny.
He's just so fired up about it.
He
like,
is.
I wonder how McDonald's did him dirty.
I was waiting for, fancy tarragon, like a little touch of cumin. No, just salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
What is it, 86% salt, 14 pepper, something like that?
I believe that's what he said, yes.
That's what he said, yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to try that sometime.
And he said it's all beef, which is
Well,
kinda shocking.
it is all beef. It ain't all beef from the same cow.
And who knows what parts of the cow.
Whoa, I remember. There was a whole thing, and it was like you could take one McDonald's burger. There could be beef from like 81 different cows in your burger. But hey, man, it don't matter. That's what all that salt and pepper's for. Come on, man. Choke that thing down.
100%.
No, there are moments in life when there is truly nothing better than a salt-laden, minor league peppered burger from McDonald's.
What is your guys' burger at McDonald's? See, because I'm still a little kid. I just want the plain old cheeseburger. I don't go, generally speaking, I don't go quarter pounder. I don't go Big Mac. I just go cheeseburger.
I go quarter pounder with cheese, no fries, and a cheeseburger.
Copy.
That's what I do. I don't go for the fries. Ryder?
No just fries and then more fries.
Oh, really?
Yes.
No burgers there?
McDonald's is spectacular.
Are you a nuggets person or no burger or what?
Well, I don't eat the meats, man. And we don't talk about this on the radio generally.
The first
because vegetarians get a lot of crap for everybody knows, but it's probably been over a year. But yeah, I don't eat the meats.
Wow. Well, good for you. Good for you, though.
First time I ever had a chicken McNugget was the day my mom dropped me off at college.
Really?
It's kind of cemented in my memory. We drove into town, loaded my crap into the dorm, and then she said, let's go get lunch. And we went to McDonald's, and there was this new thing, Chicken McNuggets. And I was like, I wonder if those are any good. She goes, let's try them. And we got some, and we got a second order because we were like, these are the best damn things we ever had. I'm dipping in the honey mustard. I was like, man, this is amazing. And then we drove back to the dorm, to the parking lot, and I assumed, oh, my God, here it comes. I'm the last kid. I'm number 8. She's dropping me off at college. Here comes the waterworks. She barely stopped the car. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
Get out.
Didn't even put it in neutral. She just held the clutch down in gear. Okay, honey. Couldn't get rid of me fast enough.
Wow.
She raced home, and the TV remote has been in her hands ever since. It was like, I'm finally free.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. I walked into the dorm going, what the hell was that?
I'm shocked she didn't stop back for more chicken nuggets after she got rid of you.
She very well might have. I never confirmed. Yeah, so much for my Lifetime movie moment. Oh, well. Yeah, these things happen. Live and learn. Okay, Guinness Book of World Records. We all, at least when we were kids, thought about which one could I get.
Yeah.
I need a world record. I gotta have one. That book was in our house. There was only a handful of books in the Gorman house that everybody read all the time. One was called The Instant It Happened, and it was a Time Life series of great photographs. Historic Pulitzer Prize winning photographs. Big coffee table book.
Yeah.
I looked through every page of that thing for years. There was also a copy of Helter Skelter. Don't read it when you're 7. or maybe 9. Probably 9. Either way, very traumatic. And then there was the Guinness Book of World Records. That was it. Man, we would just file through that thing and think about what records we could break.
Really quick, going back, how old should you be before you read Helter Skelter?
I'm going to say get to college, man. Just get out of high school. And especially back in the 70s when there were truly bad hippies in the woods smoking cigarettes. You used to see them all the time. But there's a few things that I look at that still and I go like, who would think, who comes up with these world records? Yeah. In the old days, it was cool stuff, longest mustache. And now a 28-year-old British man has set a Guinness World Record by performing in 30 seconds 7 backflips. Like standing there, jump up, do a backflip, boom, land, do another
30
one,
seconds?
do another one, do another one in 30 seconds.
Okay.
And you're
I feel
thinking,
like kids in gymnastics do this all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, go to the Olympics. I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Did I mention he was completely engulfed in flames?
Oh.
No, you left that part out.
That's a game
His
changer.
name's Ryan Looney.
I was freezing. I am wearing a couple of layers that are soaked in a gel and put in a fridge for 24 hours. So it helped protect me from the fire. So that's me. I'm on fire. So we're 7 seconds in and I've done 2 backflips. So I'm on good track to beat the previous record and I need to move quickly. The oxygen's burning up around me. If I don't keep moving, I could find it very difficult to breathe and find the heat a bit too overwhelming. There are parts that are actually falling off what I'm wearing and burning. My successful record total was 7 backflips in 30 seconds while engaging in a full body burn. It's incredible what humans can achieve.
It is incredible what humans can achieve.
While I was engaged in a full body burn.
I love that his last name fits. Looney. Because he is loony.
Body Burn's a good band name. Okay, quick diversion. So 7 times jumping and like I've said for years when something's really exciting, oh my God, I'm going to do a backflip. And then I will stand and I'll act like I'm about to. And people will still go, you can do a backflip? And I always go, no, of course not. It's shtick. Imagine being able to do a backflip. And then imagine thinking, I bet I could do 7 of these in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then going, yeah, but so can Simone Biles. So why don't I just light myself on fire?
Yeah.
What on earth?
I don't know how you get to that. I don't know how you get from the beginning of that, learning how to do a backflip, to I want to do 7 of these in 30 seconds while engulfed in flames. It's, it's Looney, just like his last name.
I believe he said he broke the world record.
He did.
Which means somebody else also did this and maybe only made it to 6. Or maybe they only did like 3 and he totally blew past them. But at some point, somebody said, submitted to Guinness, hey, I want to make this a new world record. Guinness said thumbs up. They gave their stipulations for how they're going to do this, and now people can go and break it.
Ryan, what is your goal? What do you hope to accomplish? Well, I want to be on morning radio in the Twin Cities, don't I? Job well done, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it was... you think these things, you look at the records, you just think of how dumb they are, right? Like some of the really goofy ones.
Sure.
But then you listen to this guy talk and you realize all of the planning and all of everything that goes into, because obviously you're doing backflips while on fire, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I just don't think you think of all of the detail that goes into these really dumb world records.
I just think of the result, which is people in pubs and wherever you are in the world, somebody's talking about this guy, and he's kind of it's like the guy with the longest mustache. I can still see the picture from when I was a kid. The fattest twins to ever ride mini bikes. Come on, we all remember that picture.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That was good stuff. One of my favorite ones from a kid has been surpassed, and the current world record holder is a Minnesota woman, a Minneapolis woman, in fact.
Oh, yeah?
Diana Armstrong, as of March of 2022, has the longest fingernails in the world.
No.
Local gal.
What?
How about that?
If anybody can get a hold of Diana, we dedefinitely want her to come in and show off the goods.
I don't think she can call us, but someone can call and then put the phone under her shoulder. Want to take a guess at the length of her fingernail? She's not cut her nails since 1997. She says she will never do that.
3 feet 18 inches.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 feet 7 inches. No.
Good Lord, no.
No, I'm gonna say, I'm thinking like the height of a person, and then like maybe times 2. So let's say like 11 and a half feet.
Okay, go about almost 4 times. 42 feet long.
What?
No way.
42 feet, 10.4 inches. It takes.
Are they painted?
It takes 5 hours and more than a whole bottle of nail polish to paint one nail.
Oh my God.
They are filed using a power tool.
My God.
Absolutely incredible.
That is.
I'm looking at photos, I'm reading this, and I still can't believe what I'm reading. It's completely insane.
What is her name again?
Diana Armstrong.
Armstrong.
Go for it, girl. That's fantastic. This is not a Guinness Book of World Records, but this is a world record. The guy was not intentionally trying to set this. But I come across the story every year. It'll just hit I come across it either on something I'm reading.
Okay.
A guy named Charles Osborne from Iowa in 1922 started to hiccup. Okay. And he couldn't stop it.
I hate the hiccups. I absolutely hate the hiccups.
1922, he hiccuped regularly, routinely, as in at least once a minute. It stopped in 1990.
Come on.
68 years of hiccuping.
Just hold your breath and drink 10 gulps of water.
You don't think he tried? 68
I hope
years.
He did.
68 years.
Maybe nobody ever told him that trick.
Maybe I would have jumped out of an airplane 10 years into hiccuping without a parachute. I don't care.
Or I would have jumped in front of him and scared the bejesus out of him, hoping that would help.
Absolutely incredible. I sneezed once. The first time I ever had an allergic reaction to grass or hay fever or whatever, I was like 20. And I had a sneezing fit that lasted well over an hour. True, my mom would document that. And it was like this. That often. For over 60 minutes straight. It was insane. My mom was like, I'm taking you to the hospital. And I was like, I can't get off this couch. I just sat there and sneezed for over 60 minutes.
I bet you were sore.
Oh,
I mean, they're tiny, but over the course of an hour doing even tiny sneezes, your body was sore. How about Laura Pringle? You know what Laura Pringle did?
I'm all ears.
Loudest belch by a woman. Now,
God bless her.
Take a guess at just how loud her burp was.
50 decibels.
No, it's got to be at least twice that. If it's the loudest ever, I'm going to say she hit 100.
The XL Energy Center, when it's full in a wild game, gets to around 101 decibels.
Nice.
Her belch was 108.4.
Atta girl.
Oh, there we go.
Atta girl.
Way to go, Laura Pringle.
Man, I
love that. That's a serious belch right there.
That is a serious belch.
Yeah.
Most straws inserted into a single person's mouth.
Yikes.
459.
What?
They
can get squeezed, obviously.
Squeezed down. Gotta be. Yeah. You ever, when you were a kid, did you ever see how many grapes or, you could put in your mouth at one time, or how many raisins, anything like that, and just stretch and stretch and stretch?
I never really did stuff like that.
See, when you got 5 older brothers, they get you to do all kinds of stupid stuff.
They do.
I mean, I tried,
I
tried smoking with my friends at 4th grade. But,
sure you did.
Yeah, but I didn't try putting grapes in
I was banging Pall Mall filterless in 4th grade. Are you kidding? Seriously. I'm the only guy I know who stopped smoking when I was 10.
Yeah, same with me. You know what? I'm so glad I did it because I've never wanted to touch the stuff ever since.
Yeah, well, that's, we live and learn. That's what they always say. All right, you might think merch is kind of gone the way of the dodo. I mean, like, who really cares about merch anymore?
Oh,
it's
really?
like, No, I'm just
Really?
saying, like, what haven't we seen? It's all been done, has it not?
I guess, but those lines can get ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
People
Oh, no.
clearly, care about buying merch.
Make no mistake about it. But, I mean, it's T-shirts, it's buttons, it's patches. It's all kind of every now and again you see something that jumps off the table at you. But for the most part,
Yeah.
it's kind of a hamster wheel. But there are still some artists who care enough to throw some very, very unexpected left-of-center items on the merch table.
Are the Black Crows, did you guys ever do anything weird or funny or smart alecky? I know you had some funny T-shirts.
We sold rolling papers. We had
did
Black
you?
Crow's official rolling papers for
nice.
years and years and years. Yes.
Do you have any?
Me? No.
Okay.
No, I couldn't roll a joint
What
if prison was the result. I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I'd be like, I don't have that. It's nothing You know what? I realized if I never learn how to roll a joint, I'll never be expected to roll a joint.
Right.
Well, that is true.
Yeah. And there was always plenty of people around me who could real fast, real easily.
It's sort of like don't own a boat, have someone who owns a boat.
Any guesses on how much original vintage Black Crows rolling papers are going for on eBay?
I'll probably be annoyed that I don't have a box of them somewhere. No idea.
$55.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What do you suppose you guys charge for them? Do you remember?
Not much at all.
$10, $5?
No, whatever you could get them at the head shop for. We probably added 50 cents for the Black Crowes logo.
$2.
Damn. Yeah. Because somewhere there's just boxes of those things sitting around somewhere, and I should have grabbed one or two or 20. Who knew?
Just sold them all, liquidated.
No, but that was really it. We would do cool merch just for the band and crew. Touring merch.
Yes, of course.
And some of those were really were funny. And some of those I still have, and then the ones I remember are, of course, the ones that I don't still have that I wish I did. But that's all just inside jokes, and you'd look at them and go, I don't even know what that means, but it was, it was all that kind of stuff. But
right.
As far as what we were selling, there were some bad shirts. I mean, there were some just hideous designs where I'd go, no one's going to buy this. And, we had this great logo, the Heckle and Jekyll Crows.
Yeah.
And then after, the second record, it was like, oh, we need different things. And I was the one guy going,
no, don't reinvent the wheel. Just use different colors or design the crows differently or whatever.
Cray.
Yeah.
But these are the things that you do when you're in a team environment. But
Go team.
Obviously, Kiss, the band Kiss, is the kings of insane merch. I mean,
So
obviously,
famous.
all the way to the Kiss casket, which is a true thing.
100%.
But so true or not, this is probably too easy. But Kiss had their colognes, two of them, one called Him and one called Her. Do you think that's real?
I know they had cologne. Whether or
Yeah.
not they had each.
Him and Her.
I'm going to say that's fake because how do they not have 18 different scents?
Oh, see, good point.
Yeah.
No, it was just Him and Her. Bergamot
Really?
fir,
That's
balsam,
it?
black cumin, white pepper, moss, sandalwood, and anise. That was the men's. That's what the men were looking for. Now, as silly as it is to imagine, I'm just picturing your first Tinder date, and you're like, "What's that smell?" It's Kiss cologne for him. Does the woman get up and leave, or does she say, "I finally found my soulmate"?
It's Kiss by Fabergé.
I mean. Now, when I was in 7th grade and I was slapping Windrift on my, heading out to the Sadie Hawkins dance with the big corktop Windrift by Old Spice, I believe, I would have happily accepted Kiss cologne in 1977. But now, it's a bit of a stretch. But yes, it's a real thing.
You know what, though? If you have a Tinder date and you're wearing Kiss cologne and she stays, you found your match.
I love this one. The band Gwar. I assume we all know who Gwar is.
Yeah, of course.
Have you been to the Gwar Bar in Richmond, Virginia?
I know of it. I've never been.
It is my mecca, dude. Because they don't play Gwar. They play old pop punk music, and they have cool, creepy stuff all over the walls and really good deals on PBR.
Oh,
how about the fact that Gwar has their own barbecue sauce? Gwarbecue, they call it.
I would taste that.
I would too.
Is it real?
Are they from? They're not from Richmond, Virginia.
I believe they are.
Why am I thinking they're from Iowa? Oh, that's Slipknot, or it's like a Midwestern band.
Slipknot's
Oh no,
Iowa.
Gwar. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the fact that they're from Virginia tells me that barbecue sauce is worth tasting. Because I was about to go, why did Iowa barbecue? Yeah, I'm getting my bizarre bands mixed up here.
Just hope there are any of the ingredients they used on stage in the barbecue sauce, the Gwarbecue sauce.
I think the fake blood is vegan, so it could be in there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're covered.
Yeah.
OK Go. Not a band everybody knows, but a band that's responsible for some great videos over the day.
Yeah, if you don't know OK Go, you definitely know the video where they're all doing the treadmill dance.
Treadmill dance, which is phenomenal.
The choreography is
you could do it
insane.
now now with like a AI or what, you could make that so
they
easy.
Really
it was real. They spent days getting it right.
Yeah.
All in one shot.
Yeah.
Incredible. They also have, I think this is great merch, air fresheners, like the kind you hang from your rearview mirror.
Nice.
Their own personalized air fresheners of each guy's face.
Of their faces?
That's good. That's strong.
Yeah.
That's
Do
good
they
right
have
there.
an OK Go treadmill?
I don't know.
That'd be a moneymaker.
But do you have to do dance steps, or can you just run? Get your workout in.
You can just put your laundry on it if you want to.
Yeah.
Mother Love Bone, a band from Seattle who almost was. This is the band that was signed to a major label deal. They were going to break out of the Seattle scene in 1990, early 1990. They were set. They were the regional hit. They were the band. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, they're going to explode!" And then their singer accidentally overdosed and died, Andrew Wood. Two members of that band went on to form Pearl Jam, Stone and Jeff. But Mother Love Bone was their first major label shot. This was right at the precipice, ready to go.
Okay.
But it didn't happen. It's a sad story. However, they were around long enough to sell dog collars. The Mother Love Bone dog collar. Now I'm jealous. Now I'm like, man, we really missed out the boat on that. Dog supply, a leash and a collar with your band?
10 times better than dog treats.
It really is.
It is, 'cause it
so
keeps
much
going,
better. So much better. I'm trying to think of the last time it's going to be a very long time, but when's the last time I bought a piece of merch, like for myself? Because when I was going to concerts back in the day, I couldn't afford merch. Like, it was everything I could do to afford the ticket.
Right.
And then once I was able to go see shows because I knew the promoter or because I was in my own band, my life changed. And then it's like, well, I'm not going to wear another band shirt. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, too cool.
Yeah.
You don't wear any other band shirts?
No, it's way too cool. It's like, if I did, I thought long and hard about it. Put it that way. I certainly didn't go buy it.
I think we should get you a custom T-shirt that has Charlie Watts' face on it next time you play a gig.
I'd sport any Watts gear.
Yeah,
make no mistake about it.
I'm talking about.
I'm just trying to think. Like, what did I ever see? We talked about the Black Crowes talked about selling bongs. We talked about going a little bit more down and pipes, and just never got around to it because when you're in a band full of stoners, you have a lot of ideas that you don't get around to.
Do you guys remember the Snuggie? Remember how big a deal the Snuggie was?
Yes.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Do you remember that Weezer had one? They had a Weezer Snuggie.
They did.
And there was an actual TV commercial.
Did they
For the
sell them
Weezer
at the gigs? Could you go buy them at the gig, or did you have to order them online?
That I don't know.
If you could walk out of a gig with a full-size Snuggie, that's badass right there.
Yeah, I think they came. Was the Snuggie? Yeah, we had the internet by then, so you probably could. When the Snuggie came around, we had the internet, so you could probably buy it online, I would think.
No, that's good. Jack White's band, the Raconteurs, had soap. I know they had bar soap. Raconteur
really?
soap. Yeah, it looked like an
old-timey
20s, like all their artwork and stuff, all that stuff. Really good packaging.
Man.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that's going for on eBay.
I would imagine a pretty penny. I don't think there's a whole lot of those things
by the time
floating around.
By the time the show is done, Ryder's going to be like in debt.
Yeah, no kidding. What's the best rock merch you ever purchased? 651-989-ROCK.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Talking about rock merch. Got a text from a guy who said his website, he's got a whole place called rockabilia.com. It's his his site, I should say. And he said, okay, the band Ghost, he said, we had a Mother's Day exclusive drop of a Ghost dildo. They sold 666 of them in 2 minutes.
Oh, gee.
Ho! Okay.
I wonder what the price on that was.
On his site, he also said he has Black Crowes rolling papers. He's got them for $4.99.
Yeah.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, well, those aren't like original, first edition, whatever.
Oh, I see. That's probably true. Yeah.
You have to have an expert verify that those other ones are.
Yeah.
I mean, craziness happens on eBay. I did find the 2010 Raconteurs soap, rare, only 333 made. Any guesses how much?
Ooh.
$125.
A mere $49.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That
Man,
seems like a bargain.
It does.
All right. That's good. The best thing, I think I told you this story, but the first time the Black Crowes ever came to Minneapolis, we had a late night bowling party after the show.
Yes.
And they made up bowling swag for us. We had shirts and sweatshirts with the two crows with the bowling balls and the pins and the whole thing.
That's cool.
And it was just for band and crew. And so those, I've seen those come up. You'll see one online because people send me links all the time for stuff like that. Like oh, great, thanks. I'm going to go buy that now. I got one myself already. But yeah, those are I think those are the most, you see the most for those because people know, like Crows fanatics know there's only like 24 of them in the world, those sweatshirts. And if one hits the eBay, then someone will pay a stupid amount of money for them.
Are they sending you links to see if you want to go buy it, or are they looking for verification that it's legit?
I have no idea because I ignore those. I'm like, that's 35 years ago. Send me a picture of my 8th grade dance, too, while you're at it. What are we talking about?
The Enchantment Under the Sea dance? Is that the one you went to?
Oh, I wish. No, man, not a chance. So let's go back to this ghost dildo. First I've heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they were pretty big. It was like kind of a big deal when they first came out, and just knowing what I know, dildos are generally very, very expensive. So I'm wondering what the price was, and if it was really I want an exclusive piece of ghost merch, or I just want a really good deal on
very
something.
Expensive and very popular, as it turns out.
Yeah.
The White Stripes also, finally, you do want to mention, they did sell a sewing kit. That's good merch.
Oh, with the buttons?
Yeah.
I think I've seen it.
Oh, wow, yeah,
Very
okay.
cool.
The peppermint-looking buttons right there.
Yeah.
It was, and that makes sense because Jack White's an upholsterer. That's when he first started.
Yes.
He had his own upholstery business as a teenager in Detroit, and it was called Third Man Upholstery.
Okay.
And now he's got Third Man Records. Everything's blah blah blah. The color coding of Third Man, the gold with the black, that was all. Yeah. Dude's always got a color scheme going.
I think I've heard some rumors that he used to sew 45s into furniture that he was making.
Probably makes sense.
Can you confirm?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that checks out.
Of all the people that I've heard a lot of stories about, I've said this about Jack. Every story you hear, that's probably true. I'm telling you, the guy's got a lot going on under the hood at all times. Make no mistake about it. We have a karaoke cruise heading out to sea on June 20th, and we'd love to give away some tickets. We're going to play a little game. It's called WTF. That stands for Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. We're going to play you some news clips. Crazy things have happened in all of these states, and then we'll all determine, let's see, this is Paul's version today.
It is, Fletcher's version,
So then Ryder and I will try to determine if we can determine the determinating factors of the determination. We'll try to guess what state these are from. And then we'll have a listener do the same. And if somebody gets them all three, they'll win tickets to the cruise. Does that make sense?
Yes. First person with all three right gets to go on the KQ karaoke cruise.
Can I say the word determine again?
Yes, one more.
Determine.
All
right. Very
well
good.
Done. Very well done. All right. So our first case, if you will, couple of dudes out speed racing, which I've been one to do in my life.
Go speed race, sir.
Yeah. They're out doing a little street racing, and they didn't realize they were on camera, I don't think, and they appeared pretty nonchalant about it.
I've never been in a cop car.
23-year-old Mohammed El Ghassel and 22-year-old Abraham Yaqub did not seem too concerned about the lives they put in danger after troopers arrested them for street racing.
The handcuffs are a little bit tight, but it's okay, I guess. Got BBC News. Abraham and Mo were caught racing on Street.
Highway patrolman clocked the white Audi RS5 doing 130 with the red Mustang shortly trailing behind Saturday evening. The two told troopers they weren't racing, but had been fasting all day and were late for dinner.
There's a dinner we made for our friends tonight. We're trying to catch it. That was it.
We might be a little late now.
On the ride to jail, things started to set in.
I'm good. I'm worried about you. Your parents are going to kick our... Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are we able to bail out tonight?
Yeah. It's a misdemeanor. Not a felony.
But, it's not going to go on the news or anything?
Depends on the know.
Yeah.
Just a couple of meatheads, man. Good Lord.
130 miles per hour. Jordan Addison rolls his eyes.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Right?
Please.
Okay.
All right, there's number one.
Okay.
Number two, let's just put it this way. A gal went to Taco Bell and she got a little bit more than she bargained for.
Caution to our viewers, At the dinner hour, this next story may make you lose your appetite. A fast food employee facing charges tonight accused of spitting in a customer's food. Felicia Archer was arrested earlier this month, now facing culpable negligence charges. Milton police say it happened at the Taco Bell.
Karis Police Chief Jennifer Frank says surveillance cameras captured Archer spitting in the food.
Yeah, that's right. And I spoke with the victim today. She tells me she's just glad she double-checked her food before eating it.
Kristen Royal was picking up food with her roommate at the Taco Bell on Highway 9. But when they got the food, they realized they got more than the 10-piece nuggets and nacho fries that they ordered.
This looks like spit. This is spit. Who the hell spits in somebody's nacho cheese? I was livid. It looked like somebody put a snot rocket over my nacho cheese. And all I did was open the cheese, and it was stringy and disgusting, and it looked straight like a loogie.
During Milton's investigation, police say Archer admitted to spitting in Royal's food because of what Archer described as beef involving Archer's boyfriend and Royal.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they had beef.
Beef involving the boyfriend.
Yep.
First of all, Taco Bell employee, if you're gonna spit in a burrito, don't spit it right on the nacho fries or whatever the hell they were talking about.
It was right on top of the nacho cheese, apparently.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, maybe she wanted to get caught.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Beef. By the way, also, go if you're ordering fast food and you see someone in the kitchen that you think like that.
They might not like me.
Does that girl know my boyfriend? Yeah. Just walk out.
Couldn't leave the entire story in. What I took out was that the person that is going through the drive-thru used to work there.
You see?
Yeah. I don't know why you go to that. Go to a different Taco Bell.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, how about a big old fight at a senior center?
Police call it reprehensible and a coordinated physical assault. A brawl just last night at a senior living facility. TJ Dysart is joining us live there tonight. And TJ, police say multiple people were injured,
including staff members. Police say that no senior residents were harmed during this. Some 8 to 10 people involved in the fight, many who police say forced their way into the building.
For Martina Honer,
to me, that's unacceptable.
Unacceptable is the only way to describe what she watched across the street from her home.
We were just talking, and all of a sudden we heard the sirens going like crazy.
1805 Kensington Drive.
Police rushing to Oak Hill Terrace Senior Living Thursday afternoon for reports of a fight.
We've received several 911 calls. One of them contains a lot of screaming. Second caller was not coming to the phone. We're now receiving a third call saying that there's a fight.
Police say it started with a disagreement between 2 employees earlier that day.
Beating each other up, that's not going to solve anything.
All right, a lot more to come from this story that is still developing.
Golly.
All right.
So did they say people broke into the old folks' home to join the fight?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It was kids and adults. The whole thing is it's super bizarre. I know that much. All right, so to recap, we had the street racers not realizing they're on camera, the Taco Bell loogie, and the senior battle royale or cage match, whatever you want to call it. Out of control, though.
The coordinated physical assault, I believe, is how it was referred to.
Yeah, reprehensible.
All right, fantastic. That's a good pull right there, Fletch. Nice job.
Yeah, thanks.
All right,
and
so
a reminder.
Yeah,
can be any of the states.
That's right.
Any
It doesn't necessarily mean one from each. It could be any combination of Wisconsin, Texas, and or Florida.
I think I have mine locked in.
I got mine locked in.
All right.
We are smack dab in the middle of a banger of a game of Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. WTF is what we call it. And you've given us 3 great stories, Fletcher.
Yep.
And now I would assume we have a caller who feels pretty confident about what state these stories emanated from.
Yeah, we got Steve from Minneapolis on the phone.
Steve from Minneapolis. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right, we're going to recap these stories, and then, Steve, apparently you're going to tell us where they're from. So the first story...
we had the street racers who were in the cop car, apparently unaware that they were on camera, and very nonchalant about driving down the old causeway at 130 miles an hour.
Ryder, where do you think?
Okay, I'm thinking because everything is bigger there, appetites, cojones when you get behind the wheel, I'm putting that one in Texas.
100% agree with you. I also have Texas. Steve from Minneapolis, what's the right answer?
Sadness.
I was confident that this was Florida.
And you were right. And Kevin and I are wrong. Okay.
It did kind of feel a little bit Texas, but lots of fast cars down in Florida.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. The second one was the Taco Bell lewd, disgusting snot rockets, as the lovely lady
First of
put
all,
it.
just one thought. Anybody who has worked at a Taco Bell and then still continues to eat there, credit to you. Kudos. If you've seen how the donuts are made, as they say, wow.
That's just ignoring what you know is what that is.
I'm never turning down a bean and cheese burrito.
Never.
So
it's my favorite.
All right.
From day one, always the best thing on the menu.
Okay.
Ryder, what do you got, Ryder?
I got that one just because I don't think they're super clever with leaving the snot rocket in visible sight and the loogie and all that stuff too easy. So I'm saying this happened in Florida.
Oh, see, I had the exact same thinking. Just too easy, not the smartest people, so clearly I figured they're Scotties. Wisconsin.
Jeez, that is not that you needed to insult like
I love you, Hudson. I'm just trying to get a rise.
Fine, yeah. Hey, Steve, what's the correct answer?
That bad behavior is Florida again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right.
Double dose of Florida. All right.
And last but not least, we had a peaceful senior home.
Yeah.
Just chilling in the middle of a state somewhere, and a battle royale ensues. A big old brawl happened in the lobby, 8 to 10 people. Ryder?
Okay, I was going to go with, if it was just old folks, I was going to say that's some old man Midwestern strength. But since all the kids jumped in on it, too, I'm going with Florida on that one.
I too have Florida down, which if I'm right, that means it's a threefer from the state of Florida. But we'll find out soon enough.
Hey, Steve from Minneapolis, what's the correct answer?
I switched up and went with Wisconsin.
Waukesha, Wisconsin, ladies and gentlemen. Did you go 0 for 3 today?
Yeah, 0 for 3.
Oh, nice. Oh, that means I'm victorious.
Yeah, who cares about Steve from Minneapolis? It's all about Ryder. Yeah, absolutely.
It's 2 wins for Ryder, and I think you guys are all tied up with way more than me. So this is a big day for me.
Man,
nice.
Yeah.
Steve from Minneapolis, nice job, brother. You
Yeah,
just won tickets to the KQ karaoke cruise.
Yeah, getting on that boat, man.
Steve, are you gonna sing that night? Let's just get right to it.
Maybe some George Strait.
George Strait.
Classic.
Yeah,
All right.
man. Fair
Holy
enough.
smokes, I
All
love
right.
that.
Well, give us a heads up. I'll need a little bourbon for that one. I'll switch it up for that. All right, Steve. Thanks, man. Congratulations on the tickets.
Thank you.
I don't recall ever hearing George Strait on one of the karaoke cruises before. That'll work.
That'd be sweet. I think Ryder and Steve need to have a little cheers over being WTF winners today.
The other Steve.
The other Steve, yeah. Steve from Minneapolis.
For a second, I got excited, and then I remembered I went 0 for 3. You mean the other Steve?
Yeah.
Everybody's always excited about the other Steve.
Don't get salty.
No,
actually, you lost. Get salty. Get salty.
What are you gonna do? I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna feel myself around. Hang on.
Easy. Can I leave the studio first? Can I leave the studio first?
That reminds me. Long story short, true story. My former rock and roll combo, the Black Crowes, we got sued by a guy who claimed to be a partner of the band. Complete nonsense. It went to trial. Not only did it go to trial, it was on court TV.
You were on court TV?
For 2 weeks.
You're so
and
famous.
I was the prime witness because the proof that he said he had was a doodle I drew on a cocktail napkin. This is a true story. It's the most bizarre thing that ever happened. But the whole point of it is this, which is what just made me think of because of the brain fart I just had. In the opening arguments for the trial, the guy that was suing us had one time worked for the band called the Georgia Satellites.
Okay.
And his attorney, in explaining this dude's contributions to the band, said, you remember he was an old Southern cracker, Matlock type of guy in this courtroom. And he goes, he worked with a band. They had a huge hit. You might remember this hit. Keep your hands off of yourself. That's what he said. Instead of keep your hands to yourself, keep your hands off of yourself.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking that's going to haunt my brain for the rest of my life.
I found it on the YouTubes. Expect it on the KQRS Instagram very, very soon. A clip of the Black Crowes, of Steve on the stand.
That's not good.
Yes, hashtag Steve on the stand. Steve on the stand.
I'm no longer feeling Minnesota. Now I'm feeling like an idiot for sharing that with you. We got headlines coming up.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Tuesday morning. It is June the 3rd. It's almost 8 o'clock. I'm feeling Minnesota, Paul Fletcher. Give me some headlines.
Oh, you're going to feel the air quality out there today. They say it's unhealthy for everyone.
Okay.
So it's extended until noon tomorrow. Just be on alert.
Yeesh.
A new state law will require boaters to have a watercraft operator's permit to drive a boat or jet ski. The law will start with boaters 21 and younger this year and expand to older boaters by 2028, and the rules go into effect July 1st.
Can't say enough how much it's important that the people have a license to ride a boat, to drive a boat.
Yes.
It's you know what? Even more so than cars. Because people don't think those boats are a big deal, but man, Friday, me, the lady, the kid were out on a boat on Minnetonka,
nice.
And I was watching some people go by. I'm thinking they have no idea how easy it is to lose control of that craft.
Mm-hmm.
Just drinking and boating and being crazy.
Absolutely.
I looked into a little bit. It's like a one-time deal. You only have to do it once, and your permit will last your entire lifetime. It's like 3 to 4 hour online class and about $35.
I could probably do that. Probably shouldn't say this online. I still don't have a Minnesota driver's license. I still got to do that.
Really, dude?
Okay. I'm supposed to get it done within like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 3 years, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like, it's just one of those things. I just don't want to have to take the test.
Who wants to?
I had to get it when we moved to California and had to take a written test.
I did that, yeah.
And then, but what I didn't expect was that there's cable car protocol questions in there in case you're in San Francisco. And I was like, wait, cable car? What the hell? Oh, I felt stupid. And I'm just waiting for something to... See, that's the thing. I'd be so embarrassed to fail the Minnesota driver's test. I should probably shut up now.
Isn't cable car protocol just excuse me? Sorry. Hi. How are you?
I wish it were.
A massive eruption at Mount Etna in Italy forced tourists to flee the volcano on Monday. That'd be yesterday, if I remember correctly. Here is the eruption caught on tourist phone and 2 witnesses being interviewed while another eruption hits.
Oh, man. That's not a good sound.
Whoa, I can see it. It's going up.
Yeah.
It's going right now. Yeah.
I mean, this morning was the most astounding thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It was powerful, man. Holy buckets.
Man. I mean, it's not quite Vesuvius, I guess, but still, look out.
But the videos you saw, I mean, it was great plumes of smoke as far as the, all the way across the screen of whatever you were watching, man. Holy moly. Yesterday was June 2nd, of course. Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts would have been 84 years old. Each member of the band and others, as you can imagine, took to their social media accounts to post tributes and show love for Charlie.
He's the best. Charlie Watts was a talented sketch artist, drew a lot, and he sat in his hotel room every day he was ever on tour and would do a sketch of his bed, his unmade bed. He has a whole series. Yeah.
When's that book coming out?
Just I don't know, man. Dressed like an absolute. I mean, what a gent. Everything tailor-made, the finest, and had a tremendous car collection and never knew how to drive. He would sit in his cars like a kid and like pretend he was driving them. Yeah. That's a true story.
I don't know how I couldn't do it. If I had those cars, the cars that I can imagine he had, I'd have to know how to drive them.
The last thing that was on his mind, he just loved the design. He was just a design. He designed a lot of the Rolling Stones stages, like the stadium shows.
Okay.
He would sit with Mick and he would sketch out. He was very, very, very visual guy. Fascinating cat, Charlie Watts.
Fair enough. And a good dude, right? Like not just one of the best drummers.
Salt of the earth.
Okay, good. I love that. Back in 2015, Iceland started experimenting with a 4-day work week, letting employees work just 36 hours over 4 days with no loss of pay. The early results were positive, so they expanded the 4-day work week in 2019. It seems like the move has been a smashing success. Productivity has remained stable and even increased in some industries. Government officials suggest this has happened because of a reduction in stress, along with a better work-life balance, has improved their mental health and effectiveness of workers.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Makes perfect sense.
If you guys are doing an extra weekend day, you're doing Friday or you're doing Monday?
God, it's tough.
I'm doing Friday.
I'm doing Monday. So
really?
we better get on this Monday football season, man. We better get on this Monday page.
That's very true.
But then Tuesday's gonna suck.
Could we do like daylight savings and every 6 months switch it so you got Mondays for football season and Fridays for the rest of the year?
Summer, yeah.
That'd work for me.
I like some summer Fridays.
There is a little island in a river that's in between France and Spain, and every 6 months they trade over who's operating the country, the island. It's France's island for 6 months a year, and it's Spain's island for the other 6 months a year.
Huh.
Interesting.
Fun fact for you.
That is. That's really, really, that's so fun.
We can talk about all this stuff all day long. We're still never going to get a 4-day work week. Doesn't matter how many cool ideas we throw at it.
Unless we move the radio show to Iceland. Oh, man. The Minnesota Department of Health has issued a warning about a child recently diagnosed with the measles who visited the Mall of America last month. The child's source of infection is not currently known. Anyone who visited the mall on May 24th, specifically Nickelodeon Universe, between 5 and 9 p.m., you're urged to watch for symptoms.
Tiny little germ bags, all of them.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's find that kid's parents and drag them around the parking lot behind a horse. Hey, sorry, man. I got no time for measles in 2025.
It's idiotic.
Yeah.
You know what? A Mustang is a 400 horsepower horse.
I'm just assuming these people are Luddites. The horse is more appropriate.
June 24th, by the way, you got to have your symptoms through then. A massive cloud of dust from the Sahara Desert blanketed most of the Caribbean on Monday in the biggest event of its kind this year as it heads towards the United States. To give you an idea how big this cloud is, imagine from here to San Diego, wide, and then from here to Oklahoma City. That's a kind of a big cloud of dust.
That's a big rectangle.
It's a big old dust storm right there is what that is.
That's a rectangle of dust.
It's unleashing sneezes, coughs, and watery eyes across the Caribbean. It's probably not going to hit Minnesota, but, the Southeast is definitely going to be feeling it. 16-year-old Evan Sterling from Havelock, North Carolina, was just casually testing out guitars at a local shop when something awesome happened. This is just a great human story right here. A stranger overheard him playing, and after a brief chat, disappeared, only to return with a surprise that would leave Evan and his dad speechless. The man handed Evan a guitar case containing a Fender Telecaster. Those are like $1,500 guitars. And simply said, "It's yours," just straight up.
Oh, geez.
Convinced there had to be a catch, the store owner actually shared that the mystery man had done this before and assured them that there was no catch whatsoever. And inspired by the kindness of this complete stranger, the 16-year-old Evan kid says that, quote, "Someday in the future, I want to pay it forward. I want to buy a guitar for some little kid."
99 times out of 100, when a teenager's at a guitar store playing, most people are like, please unplug that amp. Just don't encourage that boy. No, get that out of his hands. So this is a nice little antidote to that.
Yeah.
Wayne's World, famously the scene where Wayne plugs in a guitar and starts to play Stairway to Heaven, and the guy points to the sign, no Stairway to Heaven. When the movie came out, no one noticed he's not playing Stairway. It sounds nothing like Stairway to Heaven. And you know why? Because they would have had to pay to license it.
Yeah, Zeppelin wouldn't sign off on it.
So it's just like other notes that don't sound even remotely like Stairway to Heaven, and everybody just laughed and went along with it.
It's amazing how you just, because it says no Stairway to Heaven on the sign, your brain probably just says, oh, that must be Stairway to Heaven, without even thinking about it.
Not at all.
Insane.
Yep.
Wow.
Here's some sports information for you.
What do you got?
Minnesota Twins, a Major League Baseball club from right here in the Twin Cities, played the team formerly known as the Oakland Athletics. Now I'm just going to call them the Sacramento Athletics. They're playing in a minor league ballpark as their pending stadium in Vegas is finished construction. They beat, anyway, all this to say, we beat the A's last night 10-4, which is good. We've got 3 more chances to continue to beat that ass before we come home and play the Blue Jays for a home series this weekend. I feel bad for Oakland fans. They lost the Raiders and now the A's to Vegas.
Absolutely.
Even almost more cutting, they lost the Warriors across the bay to San Francisco.
Right there.
That's the ugliest.
Yeah.
That's like, man, come on.
It's like seeing your girlfriend every day after you break up.
Yeah, 8,900 people in the stadium to watch a Major League Baseball game. 8,900 people in Sacramento. And Rocco Baldelli, after the game, said most of them were Twins fans. It's fantastic.
You know what? 8,900 might be double what we've had at Target Field at times.
I don't know that most of them are Twins fans. Most of them are anti-A's fans.
Probably.
That's what they're doing. They're cheering anybody that's playing. Byron Buxton, 5 ribbies. Nice job with the stick last night. The Minnesota Wild are bringing back Marcus Johansson. He's got a 1-year deal for $800 large. Second stint with the team. 6th on the Wild in scoring last year. 11 goals, 23 assists. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
15 seasons. Let's go down the list. Washington, New Jersey, Boston, Buffalo, Seattle.
He's
bouncing around the league. That's nice.
You know what they call that in the hockey world? A suitcase. That's what they call that player. He's a suitcase.
All right.
Not anymore, though. Hopefully this is where he stops. He's 34. He can still play. That contract is awesome. Makes him versatile. You can put him anywhere in the lineup.
Want to give a shout-out to the east side of St. Paul. The rest of you is in St. Paul? Just East Side St. Paul.
Oh, yeah, just East Side. All
East St. Paul. Glad to have you with us this morning. Okay, here is today's last word. If you made $5,000 a day since Christopher Columbus first arrived in the Caribbean, because he never set foot in North America. He was just down in the Bahamas. If you got $5,000 a day every single day since he showed up in 1492, you would still not have $1 billion.
Oh, really?
That is true. No, there's no compounding interest. I just mean $5,000 straight each day. You wouldn't get there until the year 2040. That's how much a billion is.
Oh, damn.
That's a lot of dough.
Billion with a B.
Yeah, that kind of freaks me out a little bit. Yeah. All right, so there's your last word for the day. Tomorrow on this very show, Beat the Jock for your shot to see the Wallflowers and ZZ Top next week. Beat the Jock. It's an old fan favorite around here.
I'm the fan. It's just me.
Fan. I know. No, the two of us, the rest of us can't stand it.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.